Hi, living in Boulder vlog for the children. Turn the comments back on for the children. Um, so it's 12:09. I got up not so long ago. Kind of slept in today. Um, I I'm working on this part of my site that's just like super tedious, and it's also super trippy. Because I lost some stuff. I there was no Delphi, and I remember specifically building Delphi because I remembered the part doing the buildings, and but I specifically remember the part just to the south of the road, making making um, making roads and blocks of specific sizes with houses in it, like sizing it perfectly. I got carried away with it, and I think I was done, but now it's nowhere on Greece on the actual location or in the mountains here. So, and I if I remember correctly, I think I was building not on Greece, but on the mountain on here, Mountaintopia. But it's not there. So, and then but and then I vaguely remember getting started building the buildings, which I'm doing now in these other towns. And then there was something else that was missing that I thought I did. So, but I don't know how that could happen. I mean, that kind of stuff used to happen when I would open Dreamweaver. I mean, not Dreamweaver, Google Earth, and then it would already have the file that I was working on before I closed the program already on there. But the file that it would bring back was an old file, not the one that I just saved. Somehow it brought it back from the dead. And I wouldn't notice that, so I just start working, and then I'd save it. And it would be from like weeks ago or something. So that's how I lost all of the canals of Babylon. I traced all the canals of Babylon because it's supposed to have, the history books say it had a wall that was like 60 feet high or so. It was like 20 feet wide, and it extended like 50 miles or something around. And so I traced it, what they said, like the 50 miles, and then I saw all these canals all over that whole 50-mile area. There's canals everywhere. And so then I figured, oh, wait, those are the canals that were built thousands of years ago in Babylon. So I traced all the canals, and I made this huge network, like this whole city, kind of like, almost like Amsterdam. And it was really cool, and then I was going to fill it in with a city and rebuild Babylon. And, the part of Babylon that they grayed out and everything is like right there. The main river goes right through. It looked great, but that just disappeared. I also did all of the canals of China. It took a long time, and that disappeared. I think that way, because I would open the program and not the file. So then I learned to just delete. You save something on Google Earth, and then you just cut it. And then when you open Google Earth, you don't open Google Earth by double-clicking on the program. You go open Google Earth by double-clicking on the file you want to open. So you're opening the new file you just saved, and not some fantasy thing. But I learned that trick. So for me to lose Delphi, and I think these other mountain villages, and I remember the Speedway, the Minneapolis Speedway. I remember building the road on it. I built the road around, and then I built I remember building the road on the inside. Like the little maintenance, whatever, pit roads. And then, nothing was there, so I don't know what happened. I remember I was looking at the files before it shit out of space, because it was all, everything in my documents is on the cloud, which is great. Because that means if my computer crashes, I know it's saved. Even though I already used Carbonite, and I already also upload everything to my server every time I edit something. So, oops, lost my train of thought. So, so I don't know how. So maybe like, because the one downfall with having your stuff on cloud is that means a computer whiz could go in there, do the timeline thing, and they could replace your file with an older version and totally screw you up, and you wouldn't know what the hell happened until you look at it. I don't know, maybe that happened. Or maybe the lack of like space replaced it, I don't know. Or maybe I did that thing where I accidentally clicked on the Dreamweaver and it brought it back. I don't know, but I don't know how that's possible because it was forever since I used it. Anyways, I wanted to look on my external hard drive to see if it was there. If Delphi was there. The Speedway. These other mountain towns like Calabro or something, can't remember his name, but lo and behold, nothing was there. Like, there was no KMZ files. I saw the files from my website. I didn't go into them and see if they were actually there, but I clicked on KMZ and it was totally empty, which is weird as hell because I wouldn't, when I back it up, I look and I make sure it's all there. So anyway, I just re-backed it up. I just drug all my stuff over there. I have a few other external hard drives which I can plug in, and keep forgetting. I should plug one in before I get to working too much on Delphi, because I haven't really started working on that one. Yeah, to see if they have it, if that my Boulder Roam version on that one has it. So anyway, it's really confusing. So anyway, I'm super spooked now. My method of working on my website, it's a great long-term method, but it only works if you don't get booby-trapped by all your stuff getting deleted. Because, I'm working on a huge website, and I work on one thing forever because it's interesting, and then I burn out on it, and then I work on another thing forever because it's interesting, and then I burn out. The downside to that is that I'm never done with anything ever, because I'm always just building everything up piece by piece. And then it's great. It works out great. And then you get done. It's all done. And you manage to do all of it. And you are enjoying it the whole time because you're doing it the piece by piece way. And you managed to work the whole time without getting burned out. Works out great. All of that gets ruined if everything that you work gets deleted. It's like you're just building sandcastles that get blown away under the wind, and then you have to rebuild it. And you don't even know why it's deleting. So, oh yeah, and I've lost other stuff that's time consuming. I built the Lake of Augustus in Rome. I traced it, and it was really detailed. It had the lake, and I built all of the stands in detail, like 20 deep or something, around this huge 10-acre lake, and it took me for like days or something, and that just disappeared into thin air. So and there's probably some other things I can't remember. So yeah, so I'm super spooked. I'm just saving it all the time. Call it my Boulder Roam file, saving it all the time, and then I'm uploading it to my server constantly. Control-Shift-U on Dreamweaver. And I see that it goes complete, which means it successfully uploads. So hopefully I'm back into baby steps and not 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of a situation. So anyways, it's super interesting to work on stuff that you've done before. Because even if it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I did it. I remember doing it. And I was doing Delphi the other day because I was looking at this picture, and it wasn't even Delphi. It was a screen capture of Delphi, the whole town, that I plunked on the mountain here. And even just being, not as detailed screen capture, I just saw Delphi and I was like, oh my God. Like I can see the whole city. Like with my mental LiDAR, organic LiDAR. I can see all the lines. All I have to do is just trace them. I'm just like, oh, building, 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 road, 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 road. I was just rebuilding the whole city. But I was doing that a lot faster than before. Before I was like, oh, look, building, oh, road, where is the road? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I knew it now. Because I'd already done it, but also because I'm better now. But that was the interesting part. I'm totally better now than at doing that stuff. My brain works faster. So, yeah, you don't normally get the opportunity to feel yourself improve like that. Because when you're working on a website and this tedious stuff that you do, it's like, is it really a skill? And you can tell if, like, you look on like you have a YouTube video of yourself benching 225 pounds. And then you try it, and then you can't do it. It's different when you have the video and you see it, and then when you have this vague memory, I think I did. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. I remember how it looked before and building it, and now I'm just like, whoosh. But I have vague memories of building the buildings too, and then bailing. But yeah, so for the last couple of days, that's what I've been doing, and it's super time consuming. This is Monte Calabro or something. I don't even remember the names of the towns I'm working on because I'm too busy just tracing the buildings. But it's just building after building, little buildings, and we have a whole city that's like has a 4.17 kilometer perimeter, which is cool. 4 kilometers, that's my, template city-state size, which I gathered from Mountaintopia, Greece, is the one city-state in Greece where you can actually see the wall. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. It's 3.97 kilometers. So I started making everything 3.97 kilometers. I wasn't even making them 4. I was making them 3.97. So anyway, so this one to be 4.17 is cool. I like having them match up like that, but it was just, so it's these two ones. The other one that's also time consuming is like 2 kilometers around, and then I was also doing North Beverly Park, and there are actually a lot of houses there, and they have a lot of things on them, so it's just dragging on, and so it's good I'm on reefer. So it's kind of like I want to just close my eyes and get this over with. Just trace. Because tracing the building the ski lifts to these mountaintop villages is going to take forever too, because I have so many of them. So I've stepped in a big old pile of shit. This is crazy time consuming. So like I never would have wanted to do this before, but now I work well. I can focus, so I think I can do it. But yeah, and I'll keep myself physically on top of things. Go to the gym. I went to the gym yesterday. So I think I'm going to go to the gym by myself, though. I'll only go if my mom takes me. So I called her this morning. She didn't answer. But yeah, I was only there for like a half hour, and I feel good. And it was fun. So it's fun to just bounce around. It's a big old gym, huge gym, and there's no lines for anything. So it's like dreamy right across the street. Anyways, enough talking. Yeah, I don't care about my goals today. Hopefully I can finish tracing these. If I do, that's a huge accomplishment, whatever. But I want to keep saving it and uploading it. Oh, and then another foolproof plan that I want to do to minimize the chances of mysteriously losing fucking things. Because I checked everywhere. I already had it saved individually, Delphi. And all I had was just the location. It wasn't even the wall around the perimeter. And then I had another file that was Greek cities, and that didn't have it. And then I had Greece, that didn't have it. And then I had Europe, that didn't have it. And then I had like tribes, all of them, and that didn't have it. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully before I burn out on this, go to its page or make a page. I don't think I even have a page for Mountaintopia. It's only Boulder Run, but and save all of the files individually that you can download individually on the website, so that if some funky thing happens, I can at least download the individual file that I'm missing off my website. So, because none of it, I didn't even ever link them, because I didn't even finish it on the file, so it wasn't even organized. I didn't even do the alphabetize it, so, and all that's right click A to Z. I didn't even do any of that, so yeah, I just dumped it and left it. So what I'm doing now, it's pretty interesting to look at though, because there's so much that you can do with it. It's so beautiful to see this, hilltop city with all these mountains and cliffs on the bottom. I mean, it's as good as you can get for some fantasy hilltop kingdom or whatever. And I have them all over the place. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. And then and that's when I'll be able to learn it, memorize where it all is. Then I'll have all the mountains memorized just from having a city. And so that's the idea of why I'm building for other people. They can learn the mountains by becoming interested in the little world I made up there. That is actually based on real life. I didn't make any arbitrary building. I put actual buildings. Every single building is an actual building, and even the cities. So that's what I'm going to do now. I was listening to Sean Carroll present quantum mechanics over and over again, and I'm not learning anything, but I'm enjoying hearing him listen to it. He's talking about cones. I need to remember the little things, so that I can then Google it, and I don't even remember. I'm too high. So I just keep listening to that over and over again. And then I was listening to that history of quantum mechanics before. I have a new Audible credit, but I haven't decided when I get it on it. So I think I'm going to listen to more quantum mechanics until I get it. And that's it. I think I was listening to a lot of music too. Okay, so that's what I'm up to now. Hopefully I'll be done. Oh, I think it's, if you go to my education page, you go down to the Google Earth downloads, I think I have it, Boulder Room. I think that's there. Not the page, but I think there is a link to a page, and then the Google Earth icon, I think, is the link to the Boulder Room that I'm working on. So anyway, talk to you tomorrow.